So we'll be looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are on episode 4, and if y'all realize, the map looks entirely different from episode 3. That's because, I think I already told you last episode that the video got corrupted. So I'm gonna try to make a quick story up. So Carthage and Rome expand. These two are very close. They're very much on the verge of making an alliance. These guys made an alliance, and these guys want to unite Arabia. These three want to oppose this decision, and they make an alliance. These guys were the first people to make an alliance. These two made a huge empire before they collapsed. And then Korea, and how the first empire collapsed, this guy, they attack even more, even depleting more resources, and somehow won. But they also took Korea, but it also collapsed. Japan had almost a unity war, but now it's peaceful for now. These guys found the Philippines. These guys expanded into an empire. And these guys just expanded, and the Foxhaven ethnicity moves to Spain, the Roman part of Spain. But anyways, that is it. Jeez, that was kind of something. Oh yeah, also Arabia is almost filled. But anyways, that was something. Anyways, let's continue. Let's continue this civilization video, shall we? Alright. So right now these two are very good. These guys are not going to war probably. Let's see. These guys. Okay, what the hell? Hold on. I can't think anything. These guys, actually no. Okay, so the first thing these guys do is that they expand, and they expand into more islands and more islands. These islands are very much close to each other, so they find them easily. The Kingdom of the Philippines managed to land, and the landing goes successful from there. And then Korea, ever since the Chinese War happened between them and China, obviously, they have been thriving because since they won that war, they decide to expand into Manchuria, and it goes pretty well from there. They expand more into Manchuria, even part of Vladivostok. They'll go even more into this part until they stop because they're running out of resources. This Japanese kingdom decides to and that's a badass flag. They decide to expand into all of the Japanese islands. So Japan is fully taken by these Japanese kingdoms. Anyways, let's see. The Roma decides to expand more into parts of. Well, they just take all of Italy. That's all I say. They take all of Italy, and they also widen the Spanish colony, or Spanish their Spanish lands, their Spanish holdings. They decide to make cities, and somehow these cities are randomly more this country. Their ethnicity is more of Spanish, not Latin or Roman. Sorry, Roman. And then Constantia these guys are putting troops on their border, or sorry, they're putting armies in their border. That's basically the same, but they're putting armies in their border, and war is kind of imminent, but they don't know if it's gonna happen today or tomorrow, who knows. But these guys expand all into Arabia. These guys take what's left of Arabia. But back to this scenario. Okay, Jesus. So back to what I was saying. These guys expand into Russia, more into Russia. These guys are basically, these two are basically Proto-Slavic. So yeah. But anyways, let's continue this scenario. Forgot what I should. Please post down a comment with what you guys want to name this country. All right. But still, these guys are suffering more rebellions because they're not modernizing, and they need to modernize. And that looks a little. Hold on. Let's see. Alright, I managed to rename it and get a good flag. It's called Ukrainia. It's basically a name as Ukraine, but let's hope. Let's get some more. They take more of the land. They just decide to take. This is basically all the ethnicity of Ukrainia. And Caucasia is pretty pissed. They lost most of their majority of land, and they decide to go to war with it. Yup, that's right. They go to war for most of the land, and it goes exceedingly well. A few years ago, this used to be Foxhaven, and this country was unprepared. They didn't know what to do. And so this time they were ready, and they've pushed them almost all the way back. But the Ukrainians are one step forward. They managed to take one city, because there's no cities there yet, but they managed to take more cities. And this war basically is kind of useless. But the Caucasian Republic decides to send all their troops in here then, because they don't want to lose major cities or that'll make them demoralized. And these guys got all this land back, and the war this war will probably last a few years. So basically we'll come back to this. I don't know how long this war is gonna stay. Oh, actually I'll just leave them for now until something happens. Bhutan decides to take Burma. Yeah, I finally figured out what the name is. They decide to take Burma, and they have to go to war for that first. They're not just gonna let it go that easily. They take the coastline very fast, and these guys are pretty. These two countries are different too, so remember that. But these guys are stunned because this country came out at 20. Well, that's not long, but it's pretty. In this timeline, it's not pretty long. But they decide to. They get their coastline back. These guys decide to make an alliance to to take down this threat. And they decide it's time for them to finally get their armies up. Bhutan is oh god. And India is what? Oh my god, stutter. Anyways, Bhutan decides to switch its capital because they know that capital is over for, and India says that they might join. Who knows? but it's too late for them to join because Bhutan decides to say, all right, we want a peace, and they peace. And the treaty goes something like this. They allowed them to have a coastline still, which is a surprise, because if I was the country's owner, I would have not. But anyways, Bhutan decides to just stay neutral now. They can't. If they lose again, they're cooked. And these guys do not make an alliance, but they joined this alliance because these guys were on their side. Anyways, back to this front. It's been a few years already. If it isn't, then okay. But this war has been raging on before they actually find a stable front, and they decide to peace. They decide to white peace each other, deciding to sign. No, it shouldn't be white peace. I don't know what to call it. I don't know. But anyways, after Ukrainia's independence, they decide to modernize even more. Caucasia is still will vow for revenge one day, but they need to get stronger here because these guys are threatening their borders. Then Ukraine decides to move into all of Russia, and it goes pretty well, creating the city of Moscow. Moscow is, I promise you, I have a custom country that I've already done, and this was before the Civilization series, but Moscow is a Ukrainian city, and that's a big. No, I don't want big expansion. But they decide to take more and more, and I mean they're pretty much done with their expansions, and they decide to say, all right, let's stay neutral for now, and they just stay neutral, and they decide to just make random cities. But anyways, Persia, and the Iraqi kingdom are starting to have tensions because they still want to expand into Central Asia, and their only enemy that's getting into two enemies actually that are getting into the way of things is Iraq and the Caucasian Republic. And Arabia decides to go to war with this tiny little city. They didn't do anything, but you know, it's war, and they can't do anything because they don't have a big army. The Imperial Republic calls it barbaric, but they say it's just war. What can you do? But anyways, Egypt decides to finally expand, and they do the most craziest thing ever. They join the Imperial Republic's alliance, which goes pretty well. Then that's pretty good, I guess. But anyways, these guys are starting to get closer and closer relationships until they finally get an alliance up. This alliance is pretty. Now this alliance was coming, and they knew this was expected. And this alliance is pretty much the strongest alliance out there. Even I think that could top, because these guys have two of the best armies out there. These guys are in third of the world power. Anyways, they make a treaty saying, they already made the treaty. Carthage. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys that. I think Carthage decides to. Carthage. Sorry, hold on. My hand is in pain. Hold on. But anyways, Carthage is going to expand, is going to have Africa in their sphere, and Roma will have Europe in their sphere. And so they decide to expand even more and more and more. There's a few people who get exiled from the country. It's these guys, but these guys are definitely gonna try to topple Roman power. and they decide to expand even more and more. More. I would just say this. Time here is more like fast. Remember that. So yeah. But anyways, these guys decide to. They are not ready yet for war. So they decide to just chill. And yeah. So, anyways, back to here. These guys just collapsed after that. The kingdom of this kingdom. These guys are. I'm just gonna let you guys know. These guys are gonna be the important, the basic Star Wars, the chosen one, basically. Just the chosen one. Who knows? These guys. They renamed themselves. Well, these guys actually renamed themselves Kingdom. I keep spelling kingdom wrong. The Kingdom of Qing Dao. It's actually named that. I'm not even lying. But these guys decide to expand into more of China. Then they decide they have a small. I mean, they have a small enclave. These guys. Alright, so everyone here makes cities, and these guys also make cities. These guys are very, very powerful. Most of them are powerful. These guys are not powerful though. This city gets more popularity, and they switch their capital. The Kingdom of Qing Dao decides to go to war with these two countries. These countries decide to. Let's see. So this country decides to. Well, they're making themselves an empire, basically. So now they have a two front situation. This kingdom has a two front situation, so they're pretty much cooked. And so this war, but they need to attack first. So they attack first. It goes relatively okay. It goes relatively okay. They take more and more of Qing Dao's enclave, but they managed to get their armies up, which was lucky, and they managed to copy some of this country's. Oh my god, the South Chinese countries like tactics. So they decide to use them, and it goes relatively well. They take one city and another city, and they know it's over for them. So they say, "Hey, can we please sign peace? You already took in my coastline." And they say, "Sure, well, I guess why not?" And they peace treaty. That was basically a war right there. And India kind of they know what just happened, and they say that's just stupid. But India has been nothing but neutral. So anyways, these guys expand, and they take the islands here. I don't know if they can establish an empire of sorts. Anyways, what else? These guys expand more into France. But I think that's gonna be it for now. Constantia and Roma don't have good relations at all. They because these guys have territorial claims in Greece, and they say no, it's ours, and you can't do anything about it, so you could suck it. So they kind of feel threatened because of that. But these guys are allies, so they might just jump this country. But let's see. The Iraqi kingdom decides to expand into I think this is Kazakhstan is a little more upper. Well, they expanded to parts of Kazakhstan. I don't know the other countries' positions, but these guys take more land of Russia and what else? And Kazakhstan. So yeah, Ukrainia still hates the Caucasian Republic because lots of Ukrainians died on this war, but they can't do anything about it yet. This country joins the country of Azeristan. Azeristan basically needs more money, and they decide to join Azeristan. These guys become successful and thrive. And let's see the economy here. Alright, ignore claimed land. That's just claimed land. So, in my perspective, I think these countries are the most richest. This is also the richest country. And what else? This is also a rich country. This is also a rich country. And these guys are thriving. So, yeah, that's basically it. Alright. And then these guys are starting to have disagreements. And they come up to Roma and say, "Hey, do you want to go to war with the Kingdom of Slavia?" And they say, "We're not kind of ready, so we should. I mean, sure, why not? We can join later, but I said we don't. I'm not going to do that yet. I don't know about you, so do whatever." And they just do whatever. So they just wait. But these guys create an alliance to challenge Roma and Carthage, which is pretty, I don't know, stupid. But because how would they? Okay, let me just say this: how can they challenge a country that has most of Spain and like half of France? No, that's not half of France, but like a part of France and all of Italy. They don't. That's not gonna happen at all. Like that's just impossible to happen. So yeah, but anyways, Azeristan kind of causes some conflict with these guys because they're trying to piss off these guys are starting to get pissed off that they're still in an alliance. Ukrainia just stays. They're basically gonna be Switzerland. They're just gonna be neutral for now. And they're Siam and the Vietnamese country. They want to. All of these four countries want to make a united Indochina. So they don't know what to do yet. But what else? These guys expand into this Russian island. I mean, it used to be a part of Japan, but World War II happened, and 2 bombs, and they lost this island, sadly. And they lost these islands, these small little tiny islands. I think except, hold on, let me see, except these guys. Yeah, but they're still gonna keep it. But anyways, the Kingdom of the Philippines sees lots of power on this country, and so they decide to say, all right, I want to ally with this guy, and so they ally, hoping that they can be a strong ally in the future. Anyways, let's go into where am I gonna go this time? Sorry for that cut. I just had to think a little more. Egypt decides to expand even more into the desert, and it goes pretty well. Um, Carthage has another idea. They decide to take most of Morocco, and so they disband their claims on any European lands ever since that treaty. Because remember, trust me, that is very important. And they decide to take more of Libya, more of Algeria, more of, I guess, Tunisia? I don't know. But, and then, Carthage is basically a powerhouse, and also so is Roma. These guys are pretty much the powerhouse. And they think the Mediterranean belongs to them. No one else, just them. These guys, hoping that they can chill them off, say, sure, why not? The whole sea of the Mediterranean is yours. So they basically just kneel that they just said, alright, here, have the whole ocean. But anyways, Ukrainia decides to expand more into Eastern Europe before they stop, because if they expand even more, they'll probably collapse. But India decides to make more cities, which goes relatively well. Persia is probably the most neutral, I think. Yeah, they might be just the most neutral. Hold on. Alright, here's a new updated alliance map. The alliance map includes every nation that you see. Ukraine is not going to be in any alliance, because they think these two alliances will not let them accept. But they will join a war. They will join a war against the Caucasian Republic if ever needed. So yeah, let's see. The Republic of Budapest decides to take more of Transylvania. Anyways, let's see. These guys decide to say, you know what? It's a great time to go to war. Yep, that's right. They go to war with Roma. And what do you think? Oh yeah, it's gonna go very well for them. Definitely gonna go very well, and it does. And they're a genius. Oh wait, no, sorry, no. They get absolutely pulverized, and this war basically just lasts about 2 months or so. They were weak, so. But anyways, after that short little war, that was kind of the Portuguese kind of get embarrassed. After that, let's see. The Caucasian Republic and the Iraqi Kingdom and Arabia are getting ready for war. Let's see. So ever since the new rising power comes into take over the world, or no, take over most of China, or the eastern European part of China. Or no, not Europe. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. The eastern part of the eastern Chinese country. Ever since it collapsed, they feel like they're the rightful owner of all that land, and also the western Chinese country. They think that they should unite China into their hands and get revenge on Korea. Ever since their humiliating defeat. How's it going for Korea right now? Their expansion is going good. Yep, that's right. Their expansion is going good. Oh, never mind. It's not going well at all. It's just not going well at all. It's going horrible. Like just horrible. It goes horrible for them, and they lose all of their their Chinese lands, and they're just left with the Korean peninsula, which sucks to them. So, anyways, this country is called Manchuria. Manchuria. This one is called the Kingdom of oh my god, bro. I don't know if that's actually a real country. I swear to God, if that is, I'm about to be surprised. But these guys decide to annex these two, which reluctantly join. And these guys, so basically, it's just two nations who declared independence. Those guys just last like a day or so. But anyway, whoa! Did I just? What? I really thought that was I really thought that was the Farmers Union. If you guys don't know that, then what are you doing? Go watch the original owner who made What If Civilization Started Over, bro. Oh my god. Anyways, Persia decides to join the alliance between them because they know they want also Arabia to be united, which goes pretty well from them, I guess. So they decide. So these guys are pretty much a great alliance. However, something happens between on Constantia's leader. They get assassinated by a Iraqi assassin. And they decide to say, this is outrageous, and they declare war on Iraq. Their ally, Caucasia, does the same. These guys declare war on them and Arabia, and the War of Arabia would begin. So that'll be it for today. I'm gonna leave you on a cliffhanger because why not? But the Arabian War is ready to happen, and the Arabian War begins. But I'm gonna leave you guys here. I think I've done enough. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a good day. And remember, stay tuned for the next episode. And I will see you guys later. Have a good day and have a great night, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys later.